What's up, Saiyan Army? So first off, I just want to apologize for making this type of video. To be honest, old me would not even have made this video. I would just kept it to myself and would just moved on. But you know, when I started vlogging, I told you guys something I really want to work on was just opening up my life a little bit more to you guys, being transparent and real with you. So at least we're making some progress somewhere. So you guys know the saying, when it rains, it pours. Such a shitty saying, but even worse when it's true. And that's how I feel right now, to be honest. As you guys saw from the title, that's exactly what happened. I also shared with you a little bit on my IG story. I told you guys, you know, Tuesday or Friday was my first time, you know, visiting EMTs. Tuesday was my first time going to the ER. And I received hundreds and hundreds of messages from you guys. And I just want to thank you guys for all the love and support. You guys, I didn't really share what was going on or anything about it. So yeah, that's why we're here. So just getting right into it. Friday was a normal day, like any other day. I ate the same stuff, like everything, nothing out of the ordinary. But on Friday night, we decided to go fishing. My brother is visiting Hawaii from San Jose, and he was leaving in a couple of days, so we decided to go fishing before he left. So I went fishing with my dad and brother. So where we go fishing is kind of far out, so it's about 1.5 miles from the car, so it's a pretty far walk. So yeah, everything was going normal as we went fishing. It was kind of a little rainy day. It was one of those really irritating days where it would downpour for like 5 minutes and get you soaked, and it would be clear for an hour, and then downpour for 5 minutes, so you'd never really stay dry. So I was pretty cold. So anyways, we're about to finish up fishing, and I noticed my chest started getting a little tight. So I thought it was just because I was cold. You know how when you get cold, your joints feel tight, everything kind of locks up. So I started, you know, walking back and forth on the sand, just trying to get blood into my body. I thought, you know, maybe that would help me warm up too as well, and it would start loosening up. But it didn't really loosen up. So we're starting to walk back to the car, our 1.5 mile trek. And I noticed I started feeling lightheaded. So I told them, okay, hold on, I need a break for a little bit. And then I checked my Whoop just because it felt like my heart was beating really hard, considering I was just walking. And granted, I was walking in the sand too, so it's a little bit harder, but still, like, my heart rate was at about like 140 at the time, which I thought was really high considering we're just walking. We just started to, I think I only took like 20 steps. So yeah, I asked him to take a break, so we rested for a little bit. So then my heart rate came back down again. And then I was like, okay, let's just start walking. And I took like another 10 or 15 steps, and I just felt lightheaded again. And that's when I knew something was wrong. And it kind of continued like that. My dad kept asking me if he wanted me to call 911, get assistance, but I told him, you know, I could make it back to the car because I really thought I could. And also, like, you know, I've never like had to call 911 before, and I just didn't want to. I just thought I could make it back. So anyways, we ended up making it like another 1/2 mile down, which took like about an hour because we kept resting, and it was really late. Things are looking a little grim, so, and it was kind of getting worse. It wasn't really getting better. As the night progressed, I noticed my hands started getting more numb. I started getting more and more lightheaded. So I just told my dad, call 911. So anyways, my dad instead of calling 911, he ended up driving. He ended up like running back to the car, driving to the police station, getting the cops, just because he thought it was faster or whatever. And they got the EMTs. Fortunately, they're able to open the gate, which cuts like the mile to maybe like, it cuts down the mile a lot, tremendously, by a lot. So anyways, luckily we were able to open the gate and drive through. But I still had like another 50 yards to make it there. I remember while I was waiting for my dad, and the EMTs to come, I remember just feeling so lightheaded. Like, you guys know that feeling when I've never passed out before, but the few times that I felt like I was gonna pass out, it feels like this cold blankets kind of being like draped across your face. You get this kind of like cold sensation coming down your face, and like your eyes start rolling backwards. That's like, I don't know if it's the same for everyone, but that's how I felt. That's how I usually feel when I feel like I'm gonna pass out. And I remember just having like, it felt like the cold blanket was just like just swinging across my face, and my eyes kept wanting to roll back, and I was so close to passing out. I remember just sitting down on the ice chest, just focusing on my breathing, and my heart rate was a little over 100, and I was sitting down for a while. Like it should have been, my heart rate should have came down, but it was still super high. And I remember just staring at this leaf in front of me, just doing my best just to, keep consciousness. So eventually the EMTs came. Unfortunately, they weren't able to bring a gurney or anything. They tried to carry me, but that didn't help. So also my brother did try to carry me back as well. But it was just too strenuous on my arms because, just holding myself with my arms, it was just too strenuous, and like it made me just super lightheaded. So anyways, the EMTs came, they tried to carry me again, with 2 hands this time, with 1 person on each side. And I remember like they took like another 20-30 steps, and I just like collapsed and felt like I was gonna pass out. I actually started my whoop when I noticed my heart rate was like really high. I started an activity on my whoop just to gauge how high it was, and I think at one point, I think that was the point it hit like 180, which is really high considering they're only carrying me. But yeah, I remember like just telling them to put me down, and I remember just collapsing to the ground, just gasping for air and just in the fetal position. And it was it's like one of the worst feelings in the world when you feel like you don't have any control over your body. So anyways, I eventually made it back. I walked back very slowly to the EMTs. The EMTs ran all the tests on me. They did their EKG, they checked my heart, my pulse, everything, and everything came back clean. So from there, they either told me I could, go to the ER, or I can just, go home with my dad. So that's when I decided, it felt like things were getting a little bit better. So I decided to just go home with my dad, and maybe I could just rest it off. So anyways, that was Friday. Saturday, Sunday, took it easy. I think Sunday I did a light workout. Monday I worked out again as well, and everything felt pretty fine. And then Tuesday came around. So Tuesday I was doing a leg workout, and I decided to finish up the workout doing some supersets. So I started doing some supersets, and then my heart rate started getting a little bit higher again. And that's when I noticed my chest started getting tight again. And I decided to, just sit down. I noticed it was the same feelings as before, so I sat down, I tried to relax and rest, but I noticed that like I started getting the lightheaded feeling again, my hands started getting tingly and numb again, and I just got scared. So that's when I called, Sandra had to go to work, so I called my mom to come, or my parents to come and pick me up, and they took me to the ER. So fortunately, on the way to the ER, my symptoms were getting better. I guess because I wasn't like straining myself like how I was walking on Friday. But I noticed everything was getting better. They took me to the ER, they ran all the tests, they did a chest x-ray, they did a blood test, a urine test, they did everything. And everything came back clean, thank God. Well, kind of thank God, because to cut to the chase, they still don't know what's wrong. I spoke to my doctor yesterday on the phone, and they want to run a few more tests to see different things. But yeah, basically they don't know what's going on. So yeah, there's actually another part to this story. So after I went to the ER, things were getting better. They eventually released me. They ran all the tests and they eventually released me. One thing that they did notice was that my potassium levels was a little bit lower than usual. So he did give me a potassium supplement. Low potassium also can cause these symptoms. So I'm hoping it has something to do with the low potassium. However, I don't honestly feel like it is, just because, as you guys know, I do drink smoothies and stuff pretty regularly. And I always throw bananas in them. So I'm not exactly sure about that, but hopefully that's the case. But yeah, they're still running more tests. So anyways, yeah, they sent me home from the ER, and I had to go pick up the potassium supplement, or the potassium, from the pharmacy, which I didn't know was across the entire hospital. Anyways, I ended up walking across the entire hospital to get the potassium, and it kind of spiked my heart rate again, and I kind of felt the same symptoms again. I felt like I was having a hard time bringing my heart rate back down again. So anyways, my parents took me back home, and I thought, I'm just gonna relax. I went through this, I'm just gonna relax and try to get my heart rate down again. So I'm sitting down at home, literally just in the couch, just breathing, just trying to calm myself down. And this whole time, when I'm doing my breathing, I'm not hyperventilating. I'm completely calm. I can still, talk and speak to whoever. I'm still there. That's why I don't think, something my doctor did think it was, which he said maybe it was anxiety attack or something like that. But I honestly don't feel like it is, just because I haven't been anxious lately. Like I've been in, like mentally, I've been in a really good place these past, couple weeks, couple months. I've been in a really good place. So I feel like that's not the case. However, anything's possible. So anyways, after sitting at home for an hour, trying to get my heart rate down. So I'm sitting there on the couch. My heart rate is at about 100 to 110. And I'm just sitting there on the couch trying to catch my breath, trying to get my heart rate down. No matter, I'm just, doing whatever I could. Not even doing whatever I could. I'm just trying to will my heart rate down. Like, I'm thinking the whole time, mind over matter. You know how, like, those people say, like, you can cure cancer if you just think about it. Like, I'm thinking about that in my head. Like, I don't believe it, obviously. But I'm just trying to do everything possible to will my heart rate down, but it's not going down. The symptoms are getting worse. My hands started getting so numb. They felt like they were vibrating. They felt like they're just shaking, they're just getting so numb. And then my face started getting numb as well. And that's when I called my parents again. I told them to, someone to come over because I might need to go to the ER again. So my mom raced over. She stayed with me. The numbness and everything lasted for about 30 minutes. I again started an activity on my Whoop just to track everything. But the numbness eventually, thank God, went away. I didn't have to go back to the ER. And I kind of slept it off for that night. My mom stayed over just because she was worried about me and stuff. And yeah, so since then, spoke to my doctor. Yesterday, I went to go get the echocardiogram, I think it's called, the MRI for your heart. And they checked my heart and everything's looking fine, lungs looks fine, chest looks fine, everything's coming back clean. So that's good because that's no major injuries or major issues. So yeah, that's where we are now. The doctor's gonna run a few more tests. As far as working out, she said I'm okay to work out. I just need to really watch my heart rate. She's gonna give me meds to, help bring my heart rate down if I do get any more attacks moving forward. But yeah, hopefully we figure out what the hell is going on. And yeah, just move forward from there. I'm keeping my head up, and as you guys know, I always have the always ascending mindset, I mean, shit, this is like, I've been in perfect health like my entire life, and this has been easily the worst, like the most I've ever seen my doctor, the worst I've ever been to the doctors or the hospital, or so yeah, I mean, it's just a little bump in the road, but we'll overcome, we'll recover, we're all strong, and we will ascend once again. As always, thank you guys for all the love and support. And yeah, also, luckily I am ahead of schedule with my videos, so keep in mind that the next couple of videos that you guys see was recorded prior to, this situation happening as well. So just keep that in mind. Yeah, luckily I'm so ahead of the curve, so once I'm recovering and can bounce back, yeah, I'll update with you guys and keep you guys in the loop. Love you guys, appreciate all your support. Again, sorry you guys have to hear this Yamcha shit again. But yeah, I'll see you guys in the next video. Much strength and honor. Aloha.